everyone, Jessica here, and today I will be showing you how to do Sharpie tie-dye projects. Oops. Today I'll be showing you how to do Sharpie tie-dye projects. Doing Sharpie tie-dye is a quicker, easier, and less messy way than doing traditional tie-dye. So what you need to do this project is something to tie-dye, like a white t-shirt, and then a surface to use, like so you'll need your table, but also you can use an embroidery hoop to place under the t-shirt, or I have a piece of cardboard here that I cut off of a box, or you could use something like a plastic cutting board, just something to slide under your t-shirt so the Sharpie goes on like the cardboard, for example, but maybe not on the surface like the table that you're working on. Like I said, the Sharpie markers are a little less messy than traditional tie-dye, but you know, it's not completely mess-free, so this kind of helps keep Sharpie off of your table, particularly when the alcohol's on it. And that's the other thing you'll need is rubbing alcohol. I found 70% works the best. I did try this with 90% rubbing alcohol, that works too, but the 70 did work a little better. And of course you'll need your Sharpie markers. It's kind of fun if you have multiple colors, pinks, greens, bright colors are really fun. And then some sort of dropper to use to place the alcohol on. And so I'll show you how this is done. Like I said, it's pretty simple. You take your object that you want to tie-dye, such as a white t-shirt, and you place it over an embroidery hoop or cardboard. Like I said, I also saw someone on the internet using what looked like one of those plastic cutting boards. So we're just going to slide our cardboard in here, in this t-shirt. Make sure we've got our tag on the back there. This also makes for a good surface to color on your design. So I've got our t-shirt there, and then you want to fill a little cup with rubbing alcohol. And then of course you'll need some markers, and you'll probably want some designs. You could probably play around and come up with your own designs, or you can find them on the internet. That's what I'm using here, is these designs. And so the first thing you do after you put your t-shirt or the cardboard into your t-shirt or hoop or whatever you're using is you're going to start to draw your designs. So I have one here I'm going to try and copy. I think I'm going to try one that's going to, they're all very similar, but try some green and some blue. We'll do a couple of them. So I'm going to start with a line, nice, dark, vibrant color. Put a slanted line through that. And another slanted line here. Now you might, if you're like me, get the Sharpie on your finger. That's okay, just wash it off. It's a little tricky to wash off, but you can. And if you think Sharpie marker is hard to wash off, try washing off traditional tie-dye. That actually takes a long time. That will stick on your fingers. I've spilled some on myself. Last time I was doing traditional tie-dye, I spilled some on myself on my feet. I was wearing sandals. It was summer, and that was on there for like almost a week. Sometimes that also washes off pretty quickly. Definitely Sharpies, they're messy, but they're not as messy. Not to discourage people from using traditional tie-dye, because that can be fun. It's not too terribly tricky. And you can go to Michael's or someplace like that and buy some kits where they have the ingredients. It's just a little more time consuming and a lot more messy. It's a good summertime activity because it is messy and it's ideal, I think, to do outside. I've done it inside It was really messy though. This made me nervous, like, you know, making sure that you're not getting on carpet or floors or anything. So this is, I think, a little better for like now, like when it's cold and yucky out. You can do it inside, not worrying about tie-dyeing your whole living room or kitchen. So then, okay, so I made my little design with my markers. We'll add a couple more dots. Get some good color going here. So then you fill your dropper with your alcohol. And you start dropping it on the marker. This is one of those things that can be a little bit of a learning curve as far as how much alcohol to put on it, where to drop it on, what colors work good. But once you kind of get a hang of it, it's pretty cool. And it's kind of fun because you can watch the colors mix. The web instructions I was reading say something along the lines of like drop the alcohol in the middle of the design or the marker, I guess, the color. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because of this I can see, I don't know if it's really showing up on the camera, but you're definitely getting this yellow starting to spread. I think it's like as the blue is mixing with the green. Oh, I'm sorry, there's some kind of goop there, ew. And you just keep dropping. Now I did this last week. I was trying to copy the design that I got off the internet. Mine did not come out perfect. The way it was on the person's example. It still looks really cool though. Oops. Alright, so we're gonna leave that one for a little bit. Now I have found that like when you first drop the alcohol onto the Sharpie marker, like you'll kind of see some of the color initially start to spread around. But if you give it a few minutes, you might see it start to spread more. And then you're actually probably also going to see the colors mix a little bit. And so there's kind of like this round circle of rubbing alcohol on the shirt right now. And so like as that kind of dries or as the color kind of spreads, the design will change, come a little bit more spread out too. So we'll go ahead and we'll do another one. I have, this is at least an extra large, if not an extra large shirt here, so I can have the extra room to do a couple more designs. You might just want to do one big one if you are not working with a large shirt such as this. If you're curious, the reason why I'm using this giant shirt is it just happens to be what I had here at the library. So I think I'm going to do some little swirlies. Now, I am not a particularly wonderful artist. So mine's not going to be perfect. This is supposed to be, I think, like a floral thing. I'm using bright pink. I think I used this marker last week when I was experimenting with it. And this one worked really well. The blue, I think, looked really nice. The green works. I don't know if I tried this peach, but we're gonna try some peach. Orange. Oops. Yeah, and I'm like totally gonna get this on my fingers. That's okay. I am going to wash them afterwards. Takes a bit of scrubbing, but it does come off. I'm gonna add some red. See how that looks. I'm just gonna improvise a little bit with this one. This isn't quite what this design looks like. So I've got some purple over here. I'm gonna try this one. It's a little bit lighter than the other purple that I was using. Ugh, my hand is getting in the wet part of the shirt. Alright, let's see. What happens with this one. So not only is this kind of fun to do, to make a fun t-shirt design, but you've definitely got some color sciences. It's kind of fun to watch how the color mixes. Something you could possibly do with, you know, kids, got younger brothers or siblings or cousins or babysitting or something. Like I said, the nice part is it's not as messy as like traditional tie-dye, so that would make it really good too for kids. You don't have to worry about getting the tie-dye dye all over them. Alright, so I got a good start on that one. Now I have noticed that my blue and green circle is spread out a little bit. I am kind of curious to see if we just kind of add a little bit more there. I'll call that one. Use that for our pinks. That blue looks really cool. That really spread out. Alright, so that part is pretty much done. So then your next step would be is you have to let this dry for a while. Give it at least a good few hours, if not a good chunk of the day. Even when I did this last week, I think I had it sitting through the entire day and then I brought it home. At least one of the instructions I read on the internet said that you should then heat the shirt. It's for so either you can do that by ironing it using a hot iron, or you can put it in the dryer. I put my shirt in the dryer for I don't remember, it was at least 10-20 minutes or something like that. Got nice and warm before washing it, and then you, after it's heated, so So by either by ironing or throwing it in the dryer for a little bit, then you can go ahead and stick it in the washing machine. Now I've seen on the internet that some people say that their color came off if they washed it. I didn't have that problem with mine. No, I didn't. I didn't wash it right away. I warmed it up in the dryer, got distracted by something else. My life, I guess, basically kind of I forgot about it and then washed it. So I don't know if that time helped with that. Like I said, this is all kind of very much experimental. And sometimes, you know, the experimentation can be kind of fun. You don't know how it's going to turn out. Like I said, though, I heated mine by throwing it in the dryer for a little bit, and then I put it through a wash cycle. I think I did a cold cycle just to be gentle with it. And the color seemed pretty good. And then I dried it again. And so those are Sharpie tie-dyes. Like I said, it's pretty easy, it's pretty fun, and it's relatively mess-free. Have a nice day, everyone.